And then we're back to episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Episode 5 of Occultists Anonymous. Woohoo! We're still alive, and you guys are still watching, I guess, if you're watching this.
At least 2 people.
Right. Yay! Hey, thanks, Clara and Ryan, for your patronage. Yeah, that thing. So when we last left, the party the cabal had walked down the stairs into the cellar beneath the Ebon Dart tavern. And arriving there, Atratus had spotted a dark gateway thing, and a, I don't want to say Renaissance era. I mean, I guess I could have Atratus roll a history check or something, but, an old school style gown.
I would probably note that.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't want me to roll my anthropology stat? Because
right, I was going to say actually that was what Atratus was in college for. But yeah, old school style dress, not quite ball gown, but dress, real working corset. Definitely had that kind of old school look, and basically had moved towards Songbird, and Atratus had one of those no please situations, and wherein
I know what possessions are.
Exactly.
And how they work.
And the ghost basically revealed herself and asked, did you come bringing me gifts? And Songbird had I believe the response was lovers, gifts. And she kind of recoiled back and her form changed. And there's some wounds on her arms. And the gauntness, her makeup now smeared and kind of streaked with what looks like tears. Her hair is way more haggard. Her dress is kind of ripped and torn a little bit. Not as if ripped off, just, worn. And her body overall has gone a little more inhuman. Her limbs are a little bit longer. Her eyes are a little bit wider. Her mouth is kind of hanging open, a little slack-jawed and pointy teeth. She is no longer quite the beauty that she was, but and so that is where we are with this woman, this spectral figure who is materialized, kind of recoiling back from Songbird, from the whole group of you, and Gabe laying a hand on Atratus's shoulder, saying, "What did he just do to her?"
Reminded her that she's dead.
He's like, "Well, you do that to me all the time, and I don't react like that."
You're cool. Also, you're dead. She's been here for apparently a very long time, so.
And she has, as you are talking with Gabe, which is probably a little disconcerting to the rest of the party who are hearing half of this conversation, because she has.
Well, can I talk to him if I haven't actually cast the spell for that?
Oh, that is actually a really good question, because what does Mage Sight lets you see them?
Yeah, if he's still in Twilight, we can't speak.
Oh, well, in that case, you don't have that conversation at all.
I can probably talk to him, but
he can probably hear you, right? Yes, indeed. Mage Sight, active Mage Sight.
Just to remind myself, Atratus did something so that we can all see her now?
No, she manifested.
No? Okay. Oh, she manifested. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a physical manifestation?
She is physically manifested, yeah. Okay. You can definitely, and specifically
reach out and touch her. She's
right, and Death Sight specifically can spot manifested ghosts, so you would definitely know. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to put up my prime armor.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Ghost Armor, or Ghost Shield.
Whichever you wish. Now, the one thing I will mention, and this is just real quick for Songbird, that does cost a mana to cast, and it's reflexive. So, as long as you're not surprised, you can do it at a glance. So just so you're not burning a point of mana right yet. And Ghost Shield, is that what you said?
Yes. Caster creates a shield that protects her subject from ghostly pneumona influences, manifestations, death spells, and any death-related powers of other supernatural creatures.
Well, that sure sounds appropriate. All
But
right.
as far as I can tell, I would need to cast it again for each of us.
You could. What you would do is you would increase the subject. So it would be a reach in scale or like a -10 in scale. But that would give you 5 subjects. So you could actually cast it on Gabe even because you have 5 subjects. So.
Okay, so it's a depth 2, so I would get 1 reach bonus because I have 3 points.
Right, you had 2 points total. Mm-hmm. Or two reach total.
Okay, just from it being a 2-point spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me find our little spell casting thing.
Sure.
Okay. This is 1. Death 3. No penalties. Bonuses. If I do it in high speech, that's 2.
Correct.
If I
Can't use high speech for instant cast, though, right?
You can. You just can't use it on that first turn. So she would take a second because she would basically use it on the second turn. So 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this ghost is going to see me start speaking in tongues, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And a item. Shielding would be.
Now, remind me. Do you have Shadow Name?
I don't.
Okay. So,
I just have a normal. Reach name.
okay. And the other thing is because you need duration. So right now you've got 1 reach for casting instantly, 1 reach for increasing the scale to cast it on everybody. That's your 2 reach total. So you may want to use your dedicated magical tool instead of an item so that you can reduce the paradox for overreaching.
Okay, sure.
Yep. Okay.
And
that
does
technically
willpower get me more reach or just more dice?
Just more dice. But in this case, because if we're going 1 reach for instant cast, 1 reach for scale, and then 1 reach for duration.
I would also like 1 for physical. Plus 1 reach makes it apply to ghost physical attacks also. Cool,
and that's what I was actually going to say because your dedicated magical tool, which is your necklace, if I remember correctly. So yeah, hanging on to that would give you 2 free reach at your current gnosis at least. So yeah, that would give you all 4. So that gives us 5 subjects with an hour-long 1 scene duration, casting instantly, and then applies to their physical attacks. So that covers all our reach. We don't need to take any negatives unless creates a shield that protects your subject. Any power attempting provokes a clash of wills, so we don't really care about potency, at least not as I understand it. Scale we already covered. Duration we already covered.
The clash of wills will be mine and hers also, no matter who she's attacking, right? Because it's my spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, at that point, it's basically a flat roll plus your high speech.
Okay, so Gnosis, Arcana, high speech, so 5.
Yep.
6, sorry, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did I succeed?
Yes, 3 successes. So not quite a critical, but hey, we will take it. So
we are guarded.
Yes.
Cool.
Which what does that look like as Atratus casts this? Because this spectral creature is reeling back.
I just reach up, grab my necklace, and start speaking in tongues. And then 6 seconds later, just sort of shadows envelop everyone and then fade away.
I dig it. Yeah. It's like, guys, this is fine. These are friendly shadows.
We're good.
Right.
Okay, so.
And while you're casting that, specifically speaking in tongues, the woman kind of seems to have kind of recovered herself a little bit, and she's like, that's not a geist with you. You aren't...
Yeah, she's probably not going to know what I am casting, but this is definitely suspicious.
Right, and she mentions that that's not a geist with you, and that's... You're not a sin eater. You're all alive. She's very, very confused about what she's seeing.
Okay. Can I talk to her now?
Yeah, but she's manifested, so... Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, we are mages. Is there anything we can do to help you?
And she's not quite sure like mages, she's like witches. Like you can definitely see fear kind of on her face. She doesn't know how to.
One of
deal
us
with
is a
you.
witch.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, hi weird. And yeah, so she's very. She's like, help me. No, and you can see she's trying to understand like how she would be helped. Even perhaps she has that like she doesn't realize she's dead thing or what. But no, she says no. I live here. This is where I stayed. I'm bound here.
Is there any way I can find anchors?
Yeah,
I was trying to see if I have a spell for that. I feel like I do, but
I know your mage sight will automatically see it. I don't know about actually finding somebody's anchor. That would be a really cool one. While Atreides is racking her brain for what spells she might know, is anybody else doing anything? Or are we like, okay, hang on, ghost thing, we're going to let the necromancer handle this?
Guys, I don't mean to alarm anybody, but I think that might be a ghost.
One may assume.
Very helpful as always.
That's what I'm here for.
okay, looking around the room, do I see any anchors?
You do not.
I kind of call out. It's like you said, bound. What? Who? How are you bound here?
She kind of like wrinkles up her nose, and those men, the Phantasm Society, they bound me here. They put me to their uses.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah. What can you tell us about those guys? Because we can probably set you loose.
She nods. She setting loose freedom.
Yes.
Yeah. So she kind of like sits up, and her form has not gone back to that pretty form, but she's kind of pulled herself up straight. You see her like trying to arrange and kind of smooth her skirt out and kind of make herself a little more presentable as she's in this kind of unholy visage. And she says, well, they bound me here to this thing, and she kind of gestures at the big rib bone crossing rib cage. I realized I said this is last episode too. No, rib cage. So it's like this whole kind of thing.
I was seeing like two single rib bones crossing at the top.
Yeah. And they bound me here to this thing to guard it. I don't know why. And nothing has come in or out of it, and it feels dark. I don't like it.
I'm going to bring up Mage Sight. Fate and time. Any fate around this apparition?
Or
anything here not where it's supposed to be time-wise?
Well, I mean, she seems a little bit out of time, but you don't quite need...
Well, there's a difference between a ghost that's been here for a long time and a ghost that's been yanked out of the past and brought to the future.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, she looks like she has been dead for a long time. That's one you... Okay. So, no, nothing specific that seems to have fate and time. She has not been manipulated with in terms of... she is in her normal time. It's just she's a ghost from...
Right, and it's not like there's a bargain or anything binding her here, right?
No, there's not.
Because fate would reveal that as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Were you bound here recently?
She kind of shrugs. Sort of. Time. I live down here. I don't even see day and night pass. So it's been a while. They would come and they would visit, and they would come and they would visit. It's been a while though since I've seen them.
Were you visited by a man named Titus?
I mean,
did any of them tell you their names? Yeah.
They never told me their names. They didn't want me to know their names, and I mean, none of them look like a Titus.
Has anyone gone into the gate?
They would. The ones who bound me here. They would occasionally
and they would
shuffle
come
down.
Back out?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay. So no one else can see this right now, also?
The gate? No.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
We're talking about this
that's
thing
true.
as though it exists.
Right. Well, you had mentioned it the last episode that there was this gate, and then she moved in. Oh, and there's a ghost, is what you had mentioned before. So, yeah.
But yeah, no one can see the gate.
Mm-mm.
Is there any way I can make people see the gate?
Well,
Throw mana at it or something.
yeah.
I know I
Fairy
have a spell
fire.
that I can let them talk to ghosts if I
Right.
succeed at that. I don't know if I can let them see Twilight things.
Let's see, what exactly does Speak with the Dead do? Because they're able to sense and blah, blah, blah.
Sense and communicate with ghosts. You can sense anchors.
Temporary.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay, let me see here.
I can use that to find out how many anchors she has.
Correct. Actually, because I'm crossing realms here because it's a Sin Eater thing, I'm going to go ahead just to clarify. I'm not 100% because I haven't studied the Geist book, but let's go ahead and say that this basement is her anchor. Is a anchor at least.
Okay.
So to give you an idea of like the way she's bound here.
This I have a question for Atratus.
Mhm.
Is this gate you're describing, is it a spell?
I don't know. I think it's a portal
Roll
that they've opened somehow.
occult. Roll
Oh, I'm good at that.
intelligence plus occult, I think.
Where is intelligence? Oh, okay. Nope.
No, you don't. No, much as
That's like the thing I'm good at, but nope.
what the heck? I'm trying to find. I know what this thing is. I'm trying to remember. Oh wait, it's up here. It's in like chapter 2.
I mean, I think a spell caused it, but I don't think it is a spell.
Where?
Because I want to try to dispel it.
You could definitely try.
I do just want to like try to walk.
Can you like point it in my direction or point me in the right direction?
I'm just
I
trying
mean-
to steer y'all away from it so you don't accidentally walk into it. But
I will say at least you can tell that while it is this like dark portal, it doesn't appear to be open. Like
Okay.
you were looking at a door closed. So it is very obviously there, and it's probably something one could open, but you have not yet.
okay, well, yeah, I'll like walk you over to it and make sure you don't. I mean, it's closed, but I still don't want to touch it. Like it's there.
We can see the rib cage, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, so looking over the rules for this thing.
Oh, I see.
You told me this in chapter 2 a minute ago. Searching.
Oh yeah, no, it's in chapter 6 actually. Nope, you do not necessarily like mages innately cannot see these things. So
All right. I don't think I can dispel it either because I don't have any death magic.
you do have prime counterspell though,
I do. Okay.
which
I
is
wasn't sure if that was an in the moment thing, but
yeah, that's the 1 dot, not 1 dot,
2 dot attainment. Yeah, I was looking at that. I also have like the actual like dispel magic rote, so
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out which of those was more applicable.
Yeah. Now it only works on an awakened spell, but I mean, Songbird has no idea what this is, so
Sure. All right.
It's worth a shot.
I'm gonna try and counterspell it.
cool. So roll Gnosis plus Prime.
First, I'm gonna say, hey, if this frees you, would appreciate not being sort of
Mangled?
ghosted,
Sure.
mangled, anything like that. I'm trying to help you.
Okay.
So Gnosis plus Prime.
That's it. Yep.
Why did my character sheet go away?
Maybe you'll succeed.
Where others have failed.
And it's only 3 dice, so
Mm-hmm. It is hard to dispel things.
I mean, I had 6 and failed.
Hey,
Yeah,
there
one.
you go. So blah blah blah, and if I remember correctly, this attainment may pay to roll match, and then that's right. They whoever would have cast this themselves would be rolling similarly.
Is it Clash of Wills?
Yeah. Okay. No. Well, yeah. You. Haha. Did anything happen? No. Nothing happened.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. The woman kind of leans in, looking, and was something supposed to happen?
I mean, it's supposed to. Yes. Did it? No.
Oh.
Thought
Anyways.
it might work, but okay.
It's like, well, I appreciate your attempt to free me. Thank you.
Okay, so we're probably stuck chasing down whoever bound you here. So, do you have any information about them other than that name?
They were called the Phantasm Society. Oh, they used to have a lot of stuff here, but a girl came in and cleaned it all up when they brought in these kegs and the chairs, and they kind of tidied up like they didn't expect the Phantasm Society to return. And so all the stuff they had, these evil fetishes and
Boxes.
bone chimes and all their stuff. I don't know what terminology that an old school woman would necessarily use, but yeah, all the junk, they cleared it out.
Bric-a-brac.
Bric-a-brac, I like that one. That's a good one.
Okay, well, that's good to know. We know who did that, so that's a lead.
Good. Please, yeah. If you can, anything you can do to try and free me. I tire of this place. It's small and dark and, well, okay, it's not dark.
Boring.
It is very boring. It's maddening.
Okay, well, we'll go look into that. I guess
What's your
keep
name?
an eye on this thing.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna do post-cognition.
Okay.
yeah.
What is
What
the
is your name?
subject?
The room.
Okay, cool. So we can zip back through time. How far back are you going? What do you?
I think I want to go quite a ways.
Okay.
By the looks of her dress, probably 100 years anyway.
Maybe
Wow.
Can you
100
do
years
that?
only puts you in the 1800s, 1900s.
Oh, what does
She's
her...
in like colonial dress.
Yeah, colonial dress.
Yeah, you need to go back
Okay.
to
So a couple hundred years.
is it
3 or 4.
English or Dutch fashion?
All right, Miss Anthropology. Let's roll intelligence and academics. I don't think there's an actual history one, right?
I mean, I have anthropology as
specialty.
That, specialty. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, right.
Gives her +2.
+2? Okay.
Specialties? +1.
Plus one?
Mhm.
Oh. Really?
There's a merit that you can get that will actually bump it up to +2.
I have professional training, which I think is why I have it.
And that gives you a 9 again on that too.
Does it?
Mhm.
Did I get any 9s?
I
No,
cannot tell. That
I
is-
did not.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. You got the one success. You have this like moment where like nerd mode on, like analyze this dress kind of thing, and maybe listen to
Well, no,
her.
because I
act-
mean, the picture you posted was a French woman.
Right. She's definitely not French. She's like Dutch, like high time of like East India Company kind of era. Very likely like 1600s.
Okay.
Way back.
Definitely 1600s.
So you want to go very early. I don't think you can do that.
She sure can.
I sure
It's-
can.
Yeah,
Okay.
but now this is where we get into temporal sympathy, where basically the spell is going to be resisted by the sheer passage of time. So I'm not going to tell you what you're withstanding. Well, actually, I think you would be able to tell at least how far back that would be. So you're dealing with. I can't bring up Discord. Crap. My handy dandy reference. No, that's fine. Let's see here. Time. You're going to be dealing with a withstand of 3. Very specifically, and it shouldn't be a surprise to you that we're potentially talking about a different building on the same lot level of
Yep.
stuff. So that means that you need to get at least whatever your potency is going to be reduced by 3. And if I remember correctly, post-cognition. Let's see here. Oh, okay. It is a potency spell. So how much time do you have?
2.
2. So you're at potency 2. You need to have at least 4. Because you need to deal with the withstand 3. So that at least is going to give you a -4 on the roll.
So it's a rote.
Okay.
Using a rote skill, so that gives me a +1.
Right.
Because it's a rote, right?
Order skill.
Yeah, order skill.
So that's +1, and then I can either use my shadow name or like high speech or something. We're probably on my shadow name, so that give me 3.
And willpower.
And then I'm going to put a willpower into it, which gives me another 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then -4, and then you're putting your reach onto.
I'm going to do the scrub.
Okay.
I want to advance duration.
Okay.
How much duration am I going to need here? Because it's real time for.
Right. So you would be going back to 1 moment. If you just want to see like that 1 moment, that 3 seconds, you don't need any more duration. You'll just see 3 seconds.
No, I want to like see significant events that happen throughout a long period of time.
Right. So that's a long duration. Because even though you're scrubbing, you see it from the real time of the moment declared until the duration ends. So even though you're seeing it in quote unquote our real time, your ability to scrub is only limited. The VCR has only recorded.
The window I have is, so I want to make that window as big as possible.
VCRs are what we used to use before DVDs, folks.
DVDs are what we used to use before Blu-ray.
Right?
Yeah.
Blu-ray is what we used to use before streaming.
Yeah. Okay.
So because it's a road, I've got
5 reach.
5 reach?
Mm-hmm. Because it's a 1-dot spell. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 1 for instant cast.
Yep. 1 for scrub.
1 for scrubbing. And the rest, I think, into duration.
Well, only 1 can bump it into advanced duration. After that, you have to take... now, advanced duration will make it an hour. And then you...
Right, but I have no idea when this actually happened.
Right, so what you have to do is more penalties to your pool. Like, if you pull out the spellcasting handout...
Okay.
And scroll to duration, you're on the right side column, which for 0 starts at 1 scene or an hour. And then you can get down to -8 for a year of scrubbing.
I got 15 dice in the pool.
Mm-hmm. -4 from increasing your potency. That way you can even reach that far back.
Okay. So that's 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need 3 to cover a year?
You would need -8 to cover a year.
Yeah, that's going to be too much.
Also, we don't know that that this basement has any meaning to her apart from where she is bound here. You could probably look back 3 weeks and look for the society.
Well, my hypothesis is that she's actually been bound here a long time and just been forgotten.
Well, here's this, which I don't know how I know to tell you this in character. So this is definitely Chris saying this, but just look 2 weeks back for when Titus was supposedly here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do.
Okay. Well, in that case, that's a lot
All
less.
our math's out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need a lot
Yeah,
less.
I wanted to see if I could get a big enough window, but I can't do it. So I'll more focus around Titus. So give me a month window.
Okay, so a month is a -6 to your pool, and you're dealing with 1 level of withstand on your sympathy, which you have covered by your baseline potency, so you don't have to take any negatives to that. So our reach is already covered. You have excess reach that you can't really spend on anything, so we're not going to worry about that. So your dice pool is going to be, if you use the little macro, that'll walk us through it. But we have your gnosis and your time, arcanas, and then
investigation.
Well, we haven't done that yet because that'll be the bonuses that we're adding. So we have minus. How long did you want?
a month or 2 weeks.
Okay. So yeah, let's say a month. So that's -6. So you'll put that in for penalties. And then for your bonuses, that's where we get into high speech for 2, and shadow name for 2, I think you said.
Yep.
And then you want to add willpower for another 3. So 7. Thank you,
so
folks.
+7 for bonuses. All right.
Cool.
3 successes.
Yeah, and this is why I like this. It shows up nice and neat, and I can see that there's 2 for gnosis, 2 for that, -6 for your penalties, 7 for that, 3 successes. Cool. And that's rote, so no extra stuff. So you are whisked back to this room
A month ago.
A month ago. Okay.
Start fast forwarding until you see someone.
Yep, that's what was the thing. Nothing happening. Time passing, and you have that kind of mental. It's in the back of your head that time is passing.
Camera broke again.
And then suddenly, whoop, you watch a couple people moving around, and then they're gone. Rewind back to that. What was that? And you see 4 folks. 2 of which have a Tratus's type of like gothy dress, and then 2 others look a little bit more professional, a little more like, one looks very much like he looks like a broker. He's the power suit. Actually, he looks kind of like Mammon. He's got the really nice suit. Does not fit in with this group, and the other person looks like a mom, like a jeans, t-shirt, a little bit kind of early 40s, and again, it's a little group that look like they don't match up at all, but you can kind of pause a little bit and see that, hey, these guys look like they've got odd little emblems and things that they're wearing that look like they're symbolic in some way. It's very weird to see a housewife and she's got like a necklace and it's got like chicken bones, dangling from it and stuff like that. Very, very odd looking folks. And they go through some, they sit at a table, they talk, they legitimately use a Ouija board. There's more time.
Is it just a Ouija board, or is there more to it?
From what mage sites you have, you're not able to see anything beyond that. What?
Ouija boards. Opening doors you can't close.
So you see them do some stuff there. They hang around. They drink some. They have some drinks. They leave. Scrub forward. Some days pass. There's another meeting of them. You watch them get up, go through, like they clear some space out, they move about, and then they 1, 2, 3, 4 walk through nothing and just are gone. You scrub forward.
We'll pause there. I'm going to spend a mana to activate Death Sight.
Okay. You can see a rib cage shape that they have walked through.
Okay. And then I'm going to keep Death Sight up and move forward again.
Sure. Scrub.
And I see the ghost like moving around and stuff.
Yes. Now you do see the ghost who you see here sometimes leaves. Is not. She said she was bound here. She doesn't seem to like stuck in the room. You actually see her face. Actually walk up the stairs a couple times, and leave. But a day or 2 passes, and you watch these people walk out of the gateway, and they talk with the woman, the ghost, and then they leave, and then you scrub. You see Titus arrive, and looks around the room, doesn't know what's going on. And then you watch him. Well, let's see. What would you actually see?
With Death Sight up.
Right. Yeah. You would see him talking with talking into the room having this whole, apparently a conversation. And then a nodding and a smiling and arm in arm walk with the ghost into the gateway. And then scrub forward. And the ghost comes out. Scrub forward. And you watch Sylvia come down and with her dad and Rosie start clearing up all this detritus, all these notebooks and weird little things that have been cluttered around the room that get all, and that's, well, actually, then you scrub forward, and you watch yourself walk into the room.
And then you watch yourself watching yourself.
Yep. And you get a headache and
really
nosebleed.
You've now endless recursive yourself all the way down.
Yep.
It's super weird, man.
Okay.
Also, high five,
and I
Chris.
come out of the spell.
Okay.
So what'd you see?
Yeah, Weird's eyes stop, roll back forward.
So,
Well, actually, hang
Ghost is
on, real quick. I'm kind of curious. What does Weird look like when she's casting post-cognition? Does she get all like slack-jawed and?
and this time, yeah, because I didn't use reach to stay aware of my surroundings, so eyes roll back in the head, and I'm just kind of like, twitching a little bit as I'm flipping through. Okay, so Ghosty's there.
Yeah,
Did she give us her name?
No, and
I was
yes,
trying to ask
and
it.
some,
Yes,
when, and because the spell, as far as it matters, happens almost instantly. While while Weird is traveling through, the woman looks at Songbird and says, "I don't know of a name."
Do you remember much from before you were a ghost?
No.
Are you a ghost, actually?
Oh yeah, no, I'm. Yeah,
Okay.
well aware I'm dead, and she kind of looks down at her arms and stuff like that, and she says, "I mean, they occasionally called me the lover when they thought I wasn't around."
Are you from here? Or, well, do you remember?
This place seems familiar when I go out. Well, actually, no, she doesn't say when I go out. She says, yes, no, I mean, I recognize the cellar. The area feels familiar.
What's through the gate?
You asked that?
Yep.
She kind of shivers. She's like, I don't know.
I think you do.
I don't know anything about that gate.
The Sleepwalker was here and walked through the gate arm in arm with our friend here.
Oh.
Yeah, you watch as the ghost and Songbird have the same reaction. And then for the four of you, well, actually, you have Mage Sight up. So for actually, hang on here. I need to remember what peripheral Mage Sight. Man, there's an attainment here. Because I think Eyes of the Dead, blah 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 blah, reacts to presence, and can automatically see them with her Death Sight. Okay, cool. So. You only have 1 point of death, right? Weird.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So for you, Songbird and Memon, she disappears. Atratus, because you actually do have 2 dots, you have your Mage Sight can actually see them in twilight instead of just picking up their presence. You see, she kind of becomes ghostly even to your vision, and then she kind of books it through and just at a fairly ridiculous inhuman speed hauls ass up the stairs and out into the streets.
Okay, well.
She moves more or less like the speed of a galloping? Yeah, we'll go with that. Full speed cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't she bound to the room?
They have range. Yeah, ghosts they have a range automatically. And then they can spend essence to go even further than that.
Yeah.
So
they bleed
that's
1
why-
essence
in
per
character?
hour. She does know that in
Yeah.
character.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
that's
why
why my
Gabe.
brother is not here all the time. Well, you would know that. He's not here all the time.
So she's gone, apparently?
I mean, no, I
Based
can bring
on
her back.
the way y'all snapped your necks around to watch her?
No, she ran away, but I can fix that.
All right.
I'm gonna cast Ghost Summons.
Yep. Go ahead.
Real quick, once she's back in the room, I'm going to.
Oh no, I have to cast a spell first. If it works, she comes back. I'm basically snatching her back.
Okay. Well, if it works, I want next action.
May I spend the nearest ghost? May I specify type of ghost?
I can specify which ghost. So, well, the nearest one in range. Maybe there's another lady ghost in range. Can I specify this specific ghost?
Nearest call, specify a type. No, you'll not be able to specify this specific ghost. I think there is one higher level that allows that to happen. Oh, no. Alternatively, she can summon ghosts she knows personally.
Oh, we've met, yeah. Okay.
Right, yep. Okay, so do you have that as a rote?
I do not.
Okay, so you only have one reach on this.
Okay. Instant, yeah. I mean, duration I would need to get her to stick around. Other than just running away again. So to get to reach when I only have one, what do? I take a penalty, right?
Well, what you will do is you will overreach, which using your necklace allows you, because for Gnosis 1, each overreach adds 1 paradox to the pool. And so your dedicated magical tool will reduce that by 2.
So it would be a chance die.
The paradox pool becomes a chance die. Mm-hmm.
So I can overreach by 2 then.
For air quote free, but you could also put mana into it to also reduce, and that's one of the big uses for mana. So if you want to lay into this thing, do the 2 reach to give a complex command or something,
and it's going to resist, right?
It has a withstand. It has a withstand based on its rank. Yep.
Yeah, so, based on rank, but yeah.
And that's based.
She's probably rank 2.
Yona? Could be rank. Yeah, I mean, from your interaction, you can probably guess she's not rank 1. She doesn't seem to be looping. Yep.
Yeah, let's see. +1 reach would make her physically manifest again back here in the room. And another +1 would allow me to command her. Mm-hmm. So.
And that's with a
4. Mm-hmm. I would need 4 for that. So my tool and a mana would give me how many?
That would
4.
Well, that would clear 3, and you've got the 1 base one for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I have any penalties on this?
Okay. So starting at the front, you've got your Gnosis and your Arcana, and then for penalties. Actually, we need to determine, because the primary spell factor on this is duration. And so you're already doing at advanced duration, and you have Death 3, which basically means your Ghost Summons works for a week. So what you need to do, though, because of the withstand, you need to take some -2s to increase your potency to deal with her withstand. So if you think she's just rank 2, you only need to bump yourself up 2 ranks of potency to give you 3 potency. If you want to go higher, you can do that. But that is your only penalty you would need, because your duration is already covered, instant is already covered. You don't need additional scale. Yeah, so it's just how much potency you want to put into it.
Can you use willpower to increase that?
You can use willpower to increase your end results. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be a -4 then?
-4 would give you potency of 3.
Okay. So do I put the minus in this box?
Yes, you do have to put 4. Yeah, you do have to put the negative.
All right. So my bonuses will be how many is willpower again?
3.
Okay. And if I do it in high speech, that's 5.
Total, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're using your dedicated magical tool.
Which doesn't give me a bonus, just reduces the...
Unless it applies to the summoning.
Not in this case. It's a necklace. So before you roll, I have to ask 2 important questions here. One is, because there is paradox on this at all, there's a chance die. So will you contain or release the paradox?
Contain.
Okay. So I will roll. There's no paradox, so you're not having to deal with potentially bashing damage from Paradox, so you can roll normally. 2 successes. Cool. You call out to her, and the spell goes off perfectly. She ain't here.
She's not a ghost.
She is definitely a ghost.
She's not rank 2.
She's not rank 2.
Okay. I thought I put it 1 higher.
Oh,
Yeah, we did. So
Yeah,
she's rank 3.
I went for
She's-
rank 3 ghosts.
right. Well, it now if we want, just because we may not have been clear about that, because it's withstood by the rank, so you have potency 3 minus her rank, which if it is 3, you end up with potency
It'll be
0.
0?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So were you aiming to be able to summon a rank 3 ghost?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
So what we'll do is we'll actually very simply cut off the last 2 of those, which is the 7 and 5. You still have your 9 and your 10. We'll call it good.
Okay.
And so, yes, she does appear. And
Hi.
she is manifested,
Hey.
and we're going to roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
Y'all are still ghost guarded also, so I don't
Correct.
know what she's going to do to you.
Oh,
She
please,
doesn't do shit to you.
please subtract 1 more mana, because you were concentrating on that spell, and you can only maintain concentration. You can only handle 1 spell at a time right now at your Gnosis, and it costs 1 extra reach to do an additional spell. So if you take 1 more mana, yep.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I have a map of Hallows. We can go have coffee and one later.
Yeah, that's how that's going to work.
We just have to hang out for an hour, right?
Sure. Hallows are totally in coffee bars. Yeah.
Don't you can control her now? Because you summoned her?
I can give her 1 command.
Okay.
Oh, yes, that's true. What is this command?
See, it has to be a single 1-word command to follow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the best way to word this.
And similar to the command spell in D&D, I'm willing to give you some flexibility, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say stop.
She,
Just like-
yeah, you watch. She's manifested.
Stop.
The very scary thing is on. Where did she get those claws? She's leaping for you, and she goes, and just very demurely, like courtly, figure pauses and stops. As she appears and summons, Mammon, you had a plan. You had a thought.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out what was on the inside of that portal.
Mm-hmm.
And she, if I remember correctly, she accompanied Titus to the inside of the portal.
That is what we had said.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to cast Read the Depths to read her memories. I can specify which memory I'm looking for. I want the memory of when she went into the portal.
Yeah, that sounds pretty appropriate. What dot spell is that?
That is 3.
Okay. Let's see here. Read the depths. Okay, so that is going to be withstood by resolve. Okay, so again, we're going to have to pump the potency up some. Pulls memories, blah, 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 instead of just reading surface thoughts. And then spend a reach to get a...
I don't care about changing
Oh,
the
okay,
memory.
yeah. I was like, whoa, holy crap. Okay, yeah, no, we don't need that. Okay.
You can change memories.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can change people's memories.
Yeah.
Kind of
Gross.
cool, kind of evil, but that's fine.
Super evil.
Did you miss the fact that his the other name for Mastigos is Warlock? Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, Songbird, but you actually owe me like $1 million. I can change that memory.
Okay, so all right, so you have 1 reach because you have 3 dots in mind.
Yes.
So how are we spending our reach?
Well, I'm gonna, for my roll,
Mhm.
I'm going to use my dedicated magical tool.
Well, hang on.
I'm
Because I want to go through this in the right order. So reach, you have 1 reach. Where are we going to spend that? Instant or...
Oh yeah, to make it instant.
Okay. Are we wanting to do reach with anything else for Duration, I don't think we need.
I don't really need duration, and like I said, I don't want to change the memory.
Right.
I don't need to
scale.
change range on it. So really just instant.
Well, range. Well, if you're okay, well, she's manifested, so yeah, you can reach out and touch her. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, reach is good with just the one. Okay. So at that point, you have your mind, your gnosis. Penalties. You have to get past her resolve because it's withstood by resolve. So that does mean you're going to have to crank potency up potentially. At least a little bit. You have 3 potency to start. So what are you betting her resolve is, basically?
I'm sorry, remind me. How do I get more potency?
Minus 2 to your spellcasting roll for each one.
Okay. I am going to.
You have 3 to start with. 3 potency to start with.
I'm gonna up it by 1 to potency 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 should be good.
Okay. So you will be rolling at minus 2.
Right.
Yep.
I'm also going to be using my magical tool. I will be using high speech, and I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay.
That is going to put me at the magical tool is worth 2.
Nope.
And
just 1.
Just 1.
Yep.
Okay, so it's going to be.
No, wait, hang on. Do you have the shadow name?
Yeah.
Okay. Shadow name you want to use instead of your tool. Your shadow name gives you, because how many dots? I think you have 2 in shadow name.
Like you've got the merit for shadow name?
Oh, okay.
I've got 1 dot for shadow name.
Yeah, but we'll use that just because it's easier than trying to figure out which tool you want to use. So shadow name, high speech, so that's 3 plus willpower 6. So your bonuses are 6.
-2, so modifier 4.
Well, you can put in if you click the macro thing, you'll be able to put in your gnosis, your arcana. The penalties are -2. The bonuses are 6. Cool. 1 success.
Exactly what I needed.
The spell goes off, and you try and reach into her memories, and you're not getting anything. The spell worked, but it's withstood.
Okay, well, she can keep it.
Keep your secrets.
Okay, well, she is stuck here because she's stuck here for a week, apparently.
So long as you maintain concentration on the spell.
So you can chat with her. She might not talk, but...
Oh, how long is she manifested for? She manifested for the whole week?
Ghosts can't do... They suffer, No, they don't suffer as sleep while they're manifested, do they?
Nope.
So...
Let's see.
Maybe.
Yeah, which is going to that's going to cause some questions later. Ghost manifests as part of responding. Okay. Yep.
The nice folks upstairs come down here and find the horrific ghost in the basement just hanging out.
Yep. So yeah, she's standing there demurely.
We do still have some questions for you. Ones that we know you know the answer to. Yeah. What's on the other side of the gate?
The Underworld.
Why did you take Titus there?
Yeah, why did you take Titus through?
He was so nice. So I wanted to keep him.
You just wanted to keep him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very coquettish kind of expression on horror face.
Mm-hmm.
So you're working with the Phantasm Society.
Oh no.
Okay.
You just wanted to keep the nice boy.
Oh yeah, Titus was a lovely gentleman. Oh, and for weird, just because mentioning that reminded me, Titus is appears to be about 22. So yeah, boy is actually pretty accurate in this case. But no, and the rest of you guys had not actually seen a picture of him.
Might we have been? Did they not give us a picture?
Oh yeah, that would be really dumb. Yeah, go find this guy. His name is Titus Singleton. Here's no picture. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, you would know. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if I know enough to know if you can pull people back out of the Underworld when they've been physically sent there. Should I roll
Okay.
to see if I know that?
Yep, that'll be intelligence plus occult.
Okay.
What does Atreides know about the Underworld?
I have occult ghosts. That doesn't give me a bonus to this, does it?
No.
Okay.
Their behavior, the way they act, and stuff like that, maybe, but not the Underworld itself.
2 successes.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and this is definitely been in some of the books and stuff that you've read in the Athenaeum. Traveling to the Underworld is a-okay. You can go down there. It's dangerous. It's super scary. It is not for the faint-hearted, but you can totally go down there in human form, do your thing, and then leave. They talk about the tale of Orpheus from Greek mythology is kind of the classic one. They went down into the Underworld, they did their thing, they crossed the river Styx, and then they got back out. Orpheus, of course, screwed up at the end, but don't do that when you go down. But yeah, it is totally possible to go down there. That said, it is a hostile environment for the living. There is no... there is food and drink, but it's not necessarily stuff that you want to necessarily have. See Persephone. But it is possible for the living to go down there and to come back up. Now, of course, it's been 2 weeks, so...
Where did you take him down there? Do you have, like, a house?
She's like, well, it's not a proper house, but yes.
Like, is he safe?
I mean, I left him safe. If he left or somebody was hungry and came around, perhaps. But I think I've made it clear that it's my territory.
Have you not gone to check on him?
Not in a little bit. He'll be okay.
What's your name? What's your name?
She told us she doesn't know.
She doesn't know. Yeah, and now she even says, I don't remember it.
Okay, so we have a decision to make. Do y'all want to go traipsing in the Underworld to go find our dude, maybe? Or do we want to go hunting down I forget their name every time, the society?
Phantasm Society?
Yeah. I want to go try and just flash some cash and buy this box of shit.
Yeah? Because, I mean, the portal's not going anywhere. The portal's also closed. I don't know how to open it, so.
She does.
I mean, if she's willing to, but...
She's like, oh, I'm not opening that for you. You'll go
So
steal my toys.
Do you want to be free?
Yeah, we were going to set you free.
She's like, no, you weren't.
No, we were.
That's explicitly what I do.
Where? Free where? You're going to send me back to the Underworld? You're going to destroy my anchors and drop me back into that hellhole?
I mean, it's where you belong.
She gives you the
Rude.
ugliest snarl. Yeah.
I calls him how's I sees him.
Sure.
I think Songbird's done here. He's so out of his element.
Just freaking ghosts.
I'm like, all right, obviously this thing is not going to help us.
So.
And I just start walking up out of the stairs.
Okay, well, have fun here. You're stuck here.
She's like,
So
that's fine. I've been here and I've gotten free before. And she even, gives you a little toodaloo little wave.
Mm-hmm.
And all four of you guys are headed up.
Yeah. I feel like hunting down the Phantasm Society is probably our best bet.
Okay. Everybody else going up? Head nods.
Because I can't get into the Underworld, can I? I can get into Twilight.
Correct. Yeah, you have some spells that let you go into Twilight. That said, now
That's just like the shadow world of our world. Yeah.
right.
I'm thinking we're mages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we can figure out how to open that gate.
You can very probably, and I will say the situation has changed enough, and everybody is welcome to roll, but roll intelligence plus occult. Now that you've got a little bit more information of what the heck this place is, and a better idea, especially since it leads to the Underworld. How much Weird doesn't know?
I really know.
Atreus really knows. Mammon probably even. Yeah. So weird.
With my 2 dice.
Yeah. Weird. You're like, I still don't know what this place is. The rest of you guys recognize that this is an iris, which is the catch-all term for it's a doorway into another place, and specifically if it leads to the underworld, it is an Avernian gate. And so irises all have some specific thing that you have to do to open it. Sometimes it's bearing the right item. Sometimes it's walking counterclockwise backwards around it. Doesn't matter. Every gate is specific. Every iris is specific as to how to open it. There is some magic spells that can create, like Death 5, I think, has a create an Avernian gate. So it is possible that Travis, with some time, could potentially figure out a spell to open the gate. But
apparently they have these in every graveyard and cemetery.
Yeah, they
As
are.
one of these.
Yeah, there's Avernian gates everywhere. Yes, ma'am.
When we first got into Songbird's apartment and homie stopped by to like get all our information.
Shoot out.
Yeah. That means that the Mage Society in New York keeps track of all cabals operating in the city, correct?
The ones that are
or
pentacle.
At least they try to.
Right, all the pentacle mages, yeah.
So is it possible that if the what was the name of this one?
Phantasm
The
Society?
Phantasm Society.
The Phantasm Society. If they were, then that means that there would be records of them.
Potentially.
And that would make it potentially easier to track them down.
So we're talking about this like on the sidewalk, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, outside.
I thought we
left
were
the
still
cellar.
downstairs because we can.
But you guys
I'm not sitting
decided.
downstairs by myself with a creepy ass ghost.
Songbird left. I straight up.
No,
was like,
I
I'm not
asked
doing
multiple
this.
He
times.
wants to go get their stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was down to go with them.
Okay.
So
Imagine you guys are
Songbird-
having this conversation as you're closing the cellar and locking it back up.
Yeah.
if you want to head back inside the pub and
Do my
buy
thing.
their shit, I'm going to head to our library and see what I can dig up in the records for the Phantasm Society.
Oh,
Assuming
going to
that
the
they
Athenaeum?
That they're on the up and up.
Okay.
Assuming that they're on the up and up and are registered. If they're not, then whatever. It's not like we've lost anything.
Okay.
So
Cool.
does that sound good to everybody?
Can you do some more work on this iris? Some more research on this iris stuff? Maybe figure out what potential
What
way to
might
open this
open
might be? Yeah.
I mean, that's
I don't
something you
know.
could research at the Athenaeum. See what records they have.
Like, I'm trying to organize us all. Like we all, like obviously we all have different talents. So what should we all be doing to solve this sort of conundrum?
Well, that's easy enough to figure out. Nobody's walking around.
I mean, you guys are, late afternoon. There are some people walking around, but
But we're also in an alley, right?
right.
Okay.
Not looking suspicious at all.
Nope.
See, passing through an iris in the material side brings a traveler to a connected realm as long as she utilizes the iris's key.
And the key can be an object or, like I said, walking backwards around it counterclockwise, or just being the right person. Yeah. The key can be literally anything.
That's a space thing.
Keys, yes.
So that might be on Mammon. Try to see if you can figure out how to open this.
I mean, I could potentially try and see the link between the gateway and whatever might open it. Kind of follow the thread to whatever the key is. Would that work?
If it's an object, potentially, or a person, yeah.
Or if it's a person, it would still lead me to them.
Okay, so real quick, while you guys are thinking this through, because Songbird is here, and I'm going to let you guys kind of think out of character and in character of like what you want to do next. But because we're here, Songbird can go inside and You're gonna go try and just buy the box of stuff.
I mean, play it off a little bit more than that,
Sure.
but yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you head back into the Ebon Dart, and
Cool.
Rosie kind of looks over and quickly like looks over to the table that you guys had left 20 minutes ago and goes, "Oh, did you leave something? I didn't see anything."
I just my friends all had to go do something else, and I had some extra time, so I figured I'd come back and get another drink.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you pull up a space at the bar.
Cool. I kind of glance around and I ended up sitting like right in front of where this box was.
Down underneath the bar, almost exactly where you're at. Yep.
And so I guess I'm just trying to like chatter up a little bit. It's like, hey, I saw y'all like had some sort of box back there or something like that. It just kind of caught my eye when I was sitting down. I was just kind of curious what's in there.
Oh, and yeah, she kind of, comes over and she like pulls the box out a little bit. Yeah, all of this, I'm not 100% sure. And looking in, yeah.
I'm definitely like, what?
Yeah, and similar to what Mammon had seen previously, spiral bound like college notebooks. There's a moleskin journal, weird little odd coins and weird little mementos, a couple weird like bone chimey stuff similar to what the other people you had actually you hadn't seen, Weird had seen, but very like death kind of stuff. Some of it looks kind of like, oh, this is cool goth stuff, and other stuff is like, that's a little bit hardcore for even goth.
Rosie, y'all have a very strange lost and found.
She's like, yeah, this is all stuff from the basement. This is all Fosco's stuff. I don't know. It makes me feel weird. And she kind of shoves it under the counter, and she's like, I don't know. It's some people left it here a month or so ago, and we're waiting to see if they come pick it up. Otherwise, Fosco thinks maybe he can sell it because some of the stuff is weird. I don't know.
Can
Offer
I
to
take a
buy
look?
me a present.
Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend's like super into all this kind of death stuff.
She's like, okay, that's cool. Okay.
Can I take a look? I might make an offer.
Yeah, let me get Fosco. He's got a plan for all this, and so Rosie makes his way back, and it's Fosco's apparently right around in the kitchen or something like that, and he comes out. And this guy looks like a Fosco, like very, very Italian.
We
guy.
had seen him earlier, right?
Right, you've seen him walking around. He's got a bit of an accent. I am not doing.
Nope.
Because not doing that,
Nope.
because it's going to sound like Mario or Ezio De Firenze. But that's.
Oh, he's Italian.
Yeah.
Not like.
Oh, yeah. This guy is.
Not like Brooklyn Italian.
Yeah, no, this guy is straight up Italian. He's got a serious accent. And he comes over and he's like, there's something that interested you from the box? Like, and he kind of pulls it up and sets it down. He's like, it's a bunch of junk. I mean, he pulls out like one, like it's way larger than like even a silver dollar. Huge big coin. On one side, it's got like a skull with crossbones underneath it and like a crown atop the skull. And on the flip side is like I don't know, like laurel leaves or something like that. She's like, he's like, there's that, there's this, and it's like what was probably like a nice silver necklace with some like bone ornaments and stuff like that is all kind of twisted and gnarled up from being in the box. And then he's like, and then all these books, it's like most of this stuff actually, there used to be more of this stuff, and he's kind of looking around and like looking at it. There was more of this. Well, whatever. I mean, if something interests you, I mean, he like holds up the coin and like flips the pages on the book, and the book has just like there's a lot of it looks like handwritten notes and stuff like that, like very much like somebody's college. But there's occasionally a couple symbols, and you're like, that's not arcane symbology, but it's definitely looking kind of occult-ish.
Okay. Fosco, my friend, like I got this girl that's like super into all this like death and Americans love Halloween, right?
Right.
Like leaning into the both from somewhere else sort of thing. So like, I mean, how much do you want for it?
I mean,
I'll take everything. I'm sure she'll find somewhere in the house to put it up.
And he's like, I mean, $40. I mean, most of
this. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Makes change for 100, real quick, kind of thing. And okay.
I think I just give him 100.
Okay. Right.
And yeah.
Oh, no change.
I really appreciate it.
Just
I really
throwing
appreciate
your
it,
money around.
Put it towards Sylvia's college fund.
Sure, absolutely. You know, she said she liked you, you know. But yeah, puts all this stuff back in the cardboard box, hands it to you, and says, "Yeah, enjoy." Rosie said you needed a drink too,
and it's already gone.
Yeah,
yeah. Have a good day, Fosco.
You too. Wait, Acanthus! I know you. Right. And then out you go.
Cool. I think that's scene for sure. And that's probably break too, right?
Yeah, that's right about break time. So we will take a quick break. Thanks for watching, guys. We will... There's a bug on my mic. Yeah, oh god, something's coming through the walls. So we'll see you guys on our next episode. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching episode 5. Just to give you a warning, there will not be an episode immediately after this one. We're not going to do a midweek episode. It'll be next Friday before we release another episode because we're going to take next week off. Some folks are out of town, that kind of thing. But we'll be back shortly, so it just means you have a week until the exciting conclusion. But as always, if you guys are enjoying the show, please follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/occultista. You can also support us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/occultistanonymous. And, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Thanks, guys. We appreciate your support.